The Historic Harmar Bridge Company held an inspection of turning the Harmar Bridge to see what American Structure Point can do with the current project of restoring it underway. Our Peyton Brooker was in Marietta for this story.
The Historic Harmar Bridge Company, working with the engineering firm at American Structure Point, is making an important step forward towards its multi-million-dollar renovation of the swing bridge that links the two sides of Marietta. As a part of the inspection, volunteers physically rotated the span using a hand-cranked tool to engage the bridge gears. The Community Development Director of the City of Marietta, Jeff Schinkel, explains how the turning works.
So you have what we call a key that has four handles on it that form an X. And down from that X, there's a vertical shaft that goes down through the deck of the bridge to a pin, very large pin, that engages the gear system, and you are cranking the gears by hand with like 12 people.
Yeah, that was a very unique experience. Just all the energy involved of turning the bridge and the inertia that goes with it.
Officials say that the bridge hasn't been turned since June of 2025, when the Valley Gym needed to pass under due to high water in the Muskingum River. The executive director of the Historic Harmar Bridge Company, Natalie Bradley, says this is to document what's in place for construction in the future and have the goal to connect Harmar and Marietta.
This is a great step forward because what this means is once we know what is actually in place, we know the next step. We know what we need to do next. Our main goal is to get East connected with West. We really want that to happen.
With this inspection happening here in Marietta, Bradley says this is a good point forward to making progress towards restoring the Harmar Bridge, as this has been an important part of the community for many years. This
is more than just a bridge. It is a connection. It builds community. It not only connects Harmar with downtown Marietta, but it also is a connection to economy, a connection to education and healthcare. So it's a very important piece in Marietta.
This is Peyton Brooker in Marietta, WTAP News. This is home.